They only got the one starter back. Of course, they've got a lot of juniors on this team. So, of course, like I said, if Benigna and also Gate City, as we mentioned, they're going to get everybody's best shot with this winning streak. Again, they've owned the Mountain 7 since January of 2015. They've not lost here in conference play.
You know, one thing I wanted to mention, I kind of worked it in real quick the other night. Coach from Chicago came up to me after the first game and was so complimentary of the coaching staff and the boys. He said it was the most disciplined team that he had ever seen on the court, and he coached for 30 years. So they had a really good showing down there, and I know they turned a lot of heads with their ability to run with some of those schools that have close to 2,000 students in them.
You know, I think, too, one important thing for Gate City is to play that disciplined game, not try to mimic what they're seeing or playing. You know, I think that a little bit down there, especially in the second game, they started to try to run with them, with Port Charlotte, and that was really Port Charlotte's game. You know, they just wanted to sort of be, not gym rats, but they just wanted to sort of be cavalier with the ball and just get down there quick.
Well, they ran a lot of give and goes, and it worked for them. And I think you're right. Gate City kind of got drawn into that mentality also and got away from working the ball around. They came back to that a little bit in the fourth quarter. By that point, though, it was too little too late.
So we're about a minute away again. Important stretch, as we mentioned, just as for the girls, it is for the boys. Again, talking about next week's schedule, they take on an Abingdon team. Abingdon thought to be a young team this year. They are 7-2 in the early going. Then they will travel to Ridgeview on Friday. They are 6-2. Again, they both jumped off to good starts. And then on Saturday night, they get a rematch again after that 42-40 thriller at the Buck Van Hus Dome just last month against Dobbins-Bennett. So tough road to hoe here right near for Gate City. 2 games on the road, and then, of course, the one with Dobbins-Bennett to finish the week.
And to your point earlier, I think it's important that Gate City comes out tonight and sets the tone and forgets those 3 losses in a row and gets back to what they do best, which is winning basketball.
You know, because that's one thing that, especially here, they were kind of invincible. You know, you just didn't know how it was going to happen always, but you knew they were going to win. And, of course, that, you know, back in, the last few years, they've always had a Mack to look to or an Irvin to look to, and now it's Bradley, and we'll see what happens here. Again, a good John Battle team coming in here. Again, a very young team, so we'll see what happens here. As we got the Big Blue Boosters starting lineups coming up, as it's going to start off with number 5, Bryson Almany, 5'10", junior. Again, he is for John Battle. Also in the starting lineup will be Reed Samuel, number 10. He is a 5'10" senior. Also with him will be Zach Smith, 5'11". He is a junior as well. Number 23, Jaden Farley, joins the starting lineup, as well as number 33, Emmett Foster. Again, the head coach is Steve Posey for John Battle. As the lights go down, time for the introduction of the Gate City Blue Devils. Again, they did not differ a lot with their starting lineups. Look like there's going to be maybe a couple changes here tonight, as they're about ready to introduce, I think. Of course, talking about always got to start with number 1. He is Bradley Dean. And starting also will be number 2, Luke Reed. Number 10, John Compton. He'll get the start as well. Dean and Compton, top 2 leading scorers for Gate City. In the starting lineup tonight, though, will be number 11, Andrew Hensley. He'll be replacing John Sally. And also in the starting lineup will be number 14, David George. Again, the head coach of the Blue Devils is Scott Vermillion.
I'm telling you, I think I'm on to something. Disco light, glow-in-the-dark ball, light up rims. We could revolutionize the game.
As we're about ready to go, we're talking about Coach Vermillion. 428 and 152 is his overall career record. Again, congratulations to him Again, closing in on win number 500 here in a couple of years. All right, so we're about ready to start. It's going to be Emmett Foster jumping against David George for Gate City. Gate City going right to left on your radio dial. Gate City in their home whites with blue and black lettering. We're underway. Controlled by Gate City with Bradley Dean. Gets it inside to Reed. Reed kicks it up top to Compton. They try to work it around. They've got it to Hensley. Hensley to Compton in the corner. Shots up, no good. Rebounded, though, by Hensley, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds by John Battle. Very important for them to get Compton off to a good start. I know he struggled. He had a head cold or something maybe in Florida.
Yeah, he was a little congested. He definitely was not playing his best ball.
So be interesting to get him. Again, of course, he's averaging 12 points per game for the Blue Devils. As they work it around, they've got it to Hensley. Hensley try to get it inside, denied, knocked away. Here comes John Battle. Almany with the basketball for the Trojans. 7:30 left, no score, first quarter. As they try to work the ball, stolen away by Hensley. Hensley's going to go up and slam dunk. Blue Devils. 2-0 Gate City. Hensley stole it, slammed it, and Gate City in front. Now here comes John Battle trying to work their offense around as they got it almost over and back as he does carry it.
Did get him that time with it.
Almany had it. Thought he had a step, but he did carry it. 7:01 left here in the first quarter. Gate City leads 2-0. Compton will inbound the basketball, gives it to Dean. Dean averaging 28, almost 29 points per game. He's going to go baseline. Shots up, no good. Rebounded by Foster. Here comes Trojans. Trojans does knocked away by Dean. Stolen away. Here comes Gate City now. Dean's got the basketball, gets it inside to Reed. Reed shots up, no good. Rebounded, that time by number 20, Zach Smith. Both teams a little bit cold shooting here to start the ball game. 2-0, Gate City leads, 6:30 left. They try to work the ball around. Here's John Battle. He's got it on the left-hand side. A little give and go. Inside to Foster. Shots up. Shots good. We've got a tie ball game. Again, that shot up and good by Emmett Foster, 6'4" junior for the Trojans. John Compton now with the basketball. He's got it to Dean. Dean looked like he wanted to eye three. Thought better of it. Gives it to Compton, who does. Shots up. Shots good. Give him three. 5-2, Blue Devils. Bringing the ball up will be Almany for the Trojans. 5:45. Gets it across the timeline. Works it over into the corner. They got it to Smith. Smith being guarded by Hensley. Stolen away by John Compton. Gate City pretty active here to start the ball game as they got it to Dean from three. Shots up, no good. Rebounded once again by Foster. John Battle slows it down. They bring it up. It's 5-2. Blue Devils. Looks like coming into the ball game will be number 24, Matthew Gose, and number 22, John Sally at the next dead ball. John Battle's got it. They work it inside to Foster. Great play inside. Rebounded, though, by David George. Here come the Blue Devils. Blue Devils still lead 5-2. 5 minutes left. Kicks it over in the corner to Hensley. Shots up. No good. Another rebound by Foster. Here comes John Battle back. Chris, both teams a little bit cold from outside there right now.
Yeah, Compton, of course, he nailed the three, but that's really been about it for either team. As, to make a liar out of me, Reed Samuel drops a three.
We usually work that for the girls. and as talking about that, here comes Dean. Shoots one from way outside. Misses it, though. George got the basketball. Gives it to Compton. They're going to say he got in the air a little bit. And going to call the travel.
Compton started to pull the trigger on the three. Thought better of it, but apparently he already left the ground.
Into the ball game, like I said, will be Sally as well as Ghost. Also, Eli Starnes checks in for the first time.
So 5-5, 4:26 to go in the first quarter. As Jaden Farley looking to inbound the ball. Lots of pressure from Gate City. Kind of a slow count. They get it in to Tyler McLeod. McLeod feeds it down to Bryson Almany. Almany takes it into the lane. Just pull-up jumper, good.
First lead of the night for John Battle. It's 7-5 Trojans with 4:10 left. Bradley Dean's going baseline. Shot's going to be up, no good. Rushed a little bit, and ball's going to be out of bounds. And it's going to go off of Dean, goes to John Battle. You know, again, Dean looks like he's trying to force a little bit tonight. He's a little bit too amped up. As going to be, I think, coming into the ball game will be Dakota Howell at the next dead ball. Albany's got the basketball, 3:50 left. John Battle with a 7-5 lead. Trying to work the ball in. They've got it this time to Jaden Farley. Trying to get it back inside. There's going to be a shots up, no good. Rebounded that time by Matthew Gose. Here come the Blue Devils at 3:35, down by 2. Eli Starnes going to pull for 3. Shots up, no good. Rebounded, though, by Gose. He kicks it over to Compton. Compton shots up. Shot is in. Give him 3 more. 8-7, Blue Devils. Albany brings the ball up for John Battle. He'll be picked up by Bradley Dean as he crosses the timeline. John Battle looks to try to work the ball back inside, and here goes McLeod. Kicks it out into the corner, shots up, no good. Rebounded by Dean. Gate City on a 3-on-3. Kicks it over to the corner to Compton once again. Shots up, no good. Rebounded by John Sally. Sally's got it to Ghost. Gives it to Dean from Bradley Dean range. Up and in. Give him 3. And they're going to, John Battle will call for time. 2:44 left first quarter. Gate City has an 11-7 lead.
These 3-pointers is what Gate City was missing down in Florida. I believe they're liking the friendly confines of the gymnasium here a little bit better.
Again, just a reminder, 2:44 left here, 11-7. Make sure you stay with us here for the Campus Drive-In halftime show. May have an interview here if we can get a hold of one of the players of the game from the girls' game here in just a few moments. John Battle again comes into this ball game at 3-5. Did you say? Is that correct?
I believe that's what I had them at.
3-5. Gate City comes in at 4-4. Again, losers of the last 3. Of course, those came to John Battle, Charlotte, and Port Charlotte. As John Battle.
Science Hill. You said John Battle.
Ooh.
Didn't want people to think we were already doing a late game, and Battle right there gets away with the backcourt.
Yeah, he straddled the line.
Emma Foster straddled the line, then brought it back. But Reed Samuel on the give and go puts it in.
DeAndre Mack checks into the ballgame for the first time as he's got it. He kicks it up to Dean. Dean, ball is going to be knocked away. Albany saves it for John Battle. Here come the Trojans. He's going to drive all the way in, and they're going to say that he traveled a little bit out of control.
He traveled about halfway down the court.
They could have called it any time they wanted, but they waited until he got into the paint. As again, once again, into the ball game is Dakota Howell. So again, talking about the starter or the players on the court for Gate City will be DeAndre Mack, will be also Dakota Howell, John Sally, Bradley Dean, and Eli Starnes. That is the 5 for Gate City. Starnes will run the point as he's got it up top. He's got it to Dean. Dean from about Dean range. Thought better of that when he passes it around. He's got it over to Howell. Howell with the basketball now as he got it over back to Dean. Dean's going to pull another 3. Shots up, no good. Rebounded, and a high rebound by Jaden Farley of John Battle. 11-9. Pretty good ball game starting off here at 1:40 left in the first quarter. Works back and forth as they're going to go out of bounds. A little bit of confusion there by John Battle. We'll go over to Gate City.
If I'm not mistaken, last year in Bristol, Battle played Gate City pretty tough up until about the fourth quarter, did they not?
They had the lead for most of the night. Again, they were shooting the lights out. Of course, that was one that you incorrectly identified that the fans had lined the lines.
Yeah, but they were standing on the out-of-bounds lines.
As Bradley Dean with the basketball back to Compton. Compton for 3, up and in, give him 3. Compton with a great first quarter. It's 14-9, 1:15 left. Worked by Albany now at the top of the key. They try to get it inside. They've got it to Foster. Foster tries to work it around. It's going to be stolen away. That's by DeAndre Mack. Gets it to Compton. Compton to start.